Yeah, so I don't think multis get enough attention. They
Right.
do provide a broad spectrum of nutrients, all of those B vitamins, all of those important minerals that we need. And we know, good quality multis are designed to also include some, whole food sources, which is really important. When we are under stress, we may not be eating well, right? We're using up a lot of nutrients. So the multis are really great in terms of filling those nutritional gaps. So we know the benefits of magnesium with respect to calming the nervous system, and then of course the glycine being an amino acid that is going to work alongside different neurotransmitters in our brain like GABA in order to promote a feeling of calmness. We know glycine is also important in terms of improving sleep quality, helps to support our circadian rhythm, a number of benefits with respect to glycine, especially when it comes to stress.
Welcome, folks, to episode 141 of the Healthy Habit Podcast. We are ready to go here on a good topic with Dr. Stephanie Rubino, naturopathic doctor in Ontario, where I'm from as well, by the way, Windsor, Ontario. Feels good to talk to a fellow Canadian who completed her professional training at CCNM, the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine. And remember, folks, there's only about 7-8 accredited naturopathic medical colleges in North America. So I went to the Arizona one here, Southwest College. So Dr. Stephanie's vision is to help others reach optimal health, and she educates her patients and other health enthusiasts about nutrition, supplementation, and lifestyle strategies to gain the benefits of healthy living. She regularly lectures to the public and health industry retailers, appears as a guest on TV shows, and writes articles for health publications. So I want to thank Dr. Rubino for coming on here, episode 141. How are we doing?
We're great. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's dive right into it. You're a naturopathic doctor as well. What's that journey been like? How did you get into that field choice, into that specific arena of health?
Yeah, so naturopathic medicine has actually always been a part of my life. Growing up, we always focused on the cause of our health concerns and used nutrition and the value of physical activity and sleep to support our overall health. And wherever we could, we always chose natural health products, right? Instead of
Yeah.
pharmaceuticals as primary choices to support our well-being. So I've kind of always sort of grown up with naturopathic medicine, but then decided to become a licensed naturopath, and I've been in practice since 2002.
And you're still currently practicing?
Still currently practicing. Practice has definitely changed over the last few years. I have a virtual practice in Ontario, but that allows me to balance the different roles in my life. I'm a mom of two boys and an educator with natural factors as well.
Incredible. So, yeah, and you're coming on for a monthly check-in here, really, with Natural Factors, where we're going to dive into specific top products related to today's topic. So, again, thanks for coming on, Dr. Rubino. So, stress, this is a major thing. It's a reason a lot of people come to a naturopath in general. Anxiety, depression, they feel stressed. They're looking for natural options. So, how often does this come up when you've been working with patients since 2002, you said?
Yes, so I would say always, it always comes up, but oftentimes it takes certain patients a little bit longer to notice that connection between their health and the stress that they are experiencing.
Right.
And, it makes sense because when we understand what stress is, for some people, it does take them a little bit longer. So we know stress is sort of the body's response, right, to a situation or demand. And oftentimes we don't recognize that, our physical health or mental health is due to or being caused by the stress in our lives.
Perfect. Exactly. So then and stress can come in various ways, it can actually come in the form of mental health, but then there's metabolic stress where the person might feel fine. 50% of heart attacks are called silent, right? The person feels
Right.
fine before it happens. They didn't have any pressing symptoms necessarily, and then bam, they get a heart attack. That's half the cases almost. So stress can come in many forms. Which one do you kind of want to start us with? How do we start identifying these stressors? Blood work probably is a good option, right? But how else?
I think initially it's just talking about the health concerns that you're having,
Right.
what's going on in your life. We can find stress in different areas, work, relationship, finances, right? Even our own health concerns can create stress. So having that discussion with your healthcare provider, I think, is like really at the top of the list. And then going through like, how are you eating? How are you treating your body? Are you being physically active? Are you getting enough sleep? These are all key. And then definitely supporting that with appropriate blood work is definitely important to help identify, what are your stress hormones doing? Are you deficient in particular nutrients? Is there any inflammation taking place as well?
So when it comes to omega-3 fatty acids and the discussion of healthy fats and things of that nature, there's omega-3s, there's omega-6s, and people, I think they eat, in general, this is a fact, they eat excess fat, but probably the wrong types is what's happening. You see, for the last 100 years, the buildup of omega-6 fats inside our body fat stores on human beings. Like, we're getting this increase storage of these omega-6s in the body fat of humans over the last 100 years, which is interesting. So let's discuss this a little bit as a source of stress. What happens when these omega-6s start outnumbering the 3s?
Yeah, so we know when there's that imbalance, right, that can create inflammation and can affect many areas of our health, including our mental health and our moods. I think it's pretty well known now that we don't get in enough omega-3. Sorry. I think it's pretty well known now that we don't get enough omega-3s in our diets. Our bodies cannot make, right, these essential fats. So it is important that we start to look at food sources and supplement sources to get those omega-3s. And omega-3s are really important when it comes down to stress. Research has shown that omega-3 supplements can actually reduce the stress hormone cortisol. It can also decrease inflammation. This is all really important in terms of supporting our mood, supporting our mitochondria, right? Our energy powerhouses that we need in order to, improve energy production, improve our cognition. So really taking the time to identify what types of omega-3s that you are getting in your daily health regime is important.
And then highlight again, real quick, why are they so important for stress support? Exactly. The omega 3s, even though we're getting plenty of fat in the diet, these specific ones.
These specific ones have been shown to decrease inflammation, and they have also been shown to reduce the stress hormone cortisol.
There you go.
So very important in terms of, supporting our reaction to stress.
Perfect. So, what's your typical recommendation? This isn't, medical advice formally. We're doing general education here and what you've observed clinically over the years. What's a good starting point per day? We have the Natural Factors RX Omega 3. There's the Ultra Strength version. Tell us about this a little bit more.
So just in terms of dosing, yeah, I'm typically recommending around 1 to 2 grams of EPA and DHA in order to support mood and individuals who are experiencing stress. This is really important, again, to reduce inflammation as well.
So what we have a classic formula here from Natural Factors. We've discussed this in past shows here with Natural Factors guests. We have the RX Omega 3 as an option. Dr. Rubin can't mention any specific products, but I'm just doing an educational highlight here on how somebody can start getting more of these omegas into their diet. In just 2 soft gels, will be containing about, let's see here, make sure I get the number right. Yeah, 2,000 milligrams in the Natural Factors RX Omega 3, and that's in the Ultra version. Just over 2 grams in just 2 soft gels. So this is a potential option. You can run it by your physician as well. See if you can plug that into your protocol, or if you've been using fish oils over the years and you want to switch to a more like Ishura certified option that other doctors are using clinically, you might want to look at the RX Omega 3 Ultra. So tell us about B vitamins, Dr. Rubin. How do the B vitamins help during the stress response? It's not just for energy levels, right? The B vitamins do so many different things in the body. Tell us about the B vitamins and stress specifically.
So deficiency of B vitamins is common during stress. We know the body uses up the Bs and other nutrients as well when it is undergoing stress. And we know the Bs are really important for metabolism, for our energy production, to reduce fatigue, and to even boost our overall mood. And research with B vitamins has shown that it definitely benefits our mood and helps to reduce our physiological response to stress. So increase in B vitamins, with vitamin B rich foods and supplements can go a long way in terms of supporting our mood, reducing our risk of anxiety, as well as stress symptoms. And all of the Bs are important. As an example, B6 is really important in terms of supporting our serotonin levels and our GABA levels. These are important brain chemicals that help to improve our mood and help to promote a feeling of calmness as well.
Thank you, doctor. So highlight what are active Bs exactly, and how important is that for absorption?
Yep. So some B vitamin supplements can actually provide synthetic Bs. And these really require, when they are taken, the body needs to activate them, convert them into an active form in order for the body to use them. And that is not an effective process for a lot of people. The activated Bs are already converted into their usable form. So they just start acting, as soon as we take them. And this, again, is really ideal for individuals that may have genetic mutations and are unable to convert their B vitamins, individuals with digestive concerns, and any other factors where there might be problems with respect to converting those synthetic Bs into the active forms.
Perfect. Thank you again for highlighting that. And then we've covered the omega-3, the importance of omega-3s, but not only that, you've mentioned foundational starting points here, like
Mm-hmm.
sufficient protein. You mentioned the healthy fats, avoiding, excess processed foods. And I want to highlight that something like a cookie, cupcake, donut, it's not just sugar in there. There's tons of
No.
fat in there as well.
Yes.
People think it's just pure
Yes.
sugar they're eating. It's a fat bomb as well. Like one cookie has about 10 to 12 grams of pure fat. It's not just sugar. I want to highlight that, very, very important. And instead, getting healthier forms of fat, like we mentioned, potentially the RX Omega 3 product. And thanks for highlighting the B vitamins, not just for energy, right? We need it for mental health regulation, controlling our stress. That plugs in magnesium too. These typically work together in a lot of pathways in the body, the B vitamins and magnesium. So tell us about magnesium.
Mhm.
What role is mag playing here?
So, if you were to ever to speak to any of my patients, they would say their health plans always include a magnesium supplement because it is such an important
Right.
nutrient. Many of us are deficient in magnesium for a variety of reasons, and stress is one of the causes for magnesium deficiency, especially if we are facing chronic or long-term stress that can deplete magnesium. Low magnesium levels can actually intensify our stress response. So there's like this vicious cycle that can be created between magnesium and stress. We know magnesium is important in terms of supporting the HPA axis. That's our stress response system. It's important for activating our calming receptors in our brains, like our GABA receptors. And it's also important for regulating our stress hormones like cortisol. And there is research showing just the benefit of magnesium supplementation to reduce anxiety, to ease stress, and even minimize our response to fear. So, looking at magnesium rich foods, but definitely magnesium supplements, I think, play a really key role in terms of supporting the body both during the day and in the evening as well.
Right. And I'm just doing a quick product highlight here that I'm personally using myself, that I've used clinically. This is available in a caption version as well. You can see here, you can alternate. You just hit on the website, naturalfactors.com. I just switched to the capsule version. This is magnesium bisglycinate, folks, where you're combining mag and glycine together, which is an amino acid. Talk about why that combination is so powerful. Glycine is an amino acid that most people in North America aren't getting enough of, since you'll only find it in
Right.
things like bone marrow and bone broth and collagenous parts of the animal. So combining these two, why is that going to be a powerful effect on mental, physical stress?
So we know the benefits of magnesium with respect to calming the nervous system. And then, of course, the glycine being an amino acid that is, going to work alongside different neurotransmitters in our brain, like GABA, in order to promote a feeling of calmness. We know glycine is also important in terms of improving sleep quality, helps to support our circadian rhythm, a number of benefits with respect to glycine, especially when it comes to stress. So this combination is great. There are other types of magnesium,
Right.
but the magnesium bisglycinate is also, one of the better forms, especially if people, find other magnesium supplements sort of disrupt their digestion. If they experience stomach upset or, loose bowels or diarrhea, then this would definitely be a better choice.
Right, and you can see that right on the bottle. It says easy on the stomach. Thanks for highlighting that,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Rubin. Magnesium pure bisglycinate, 200 milligrams per serving, and specific to soothing the nervous system, mind, and muscles while promoting the restful sleep. But it doesn't make you tired, which is a good thing. It's not like a sedative, correct?
Correct, correct. Just a calming agent.
Perfect. And like Dr. Rubin was saying, there's 40 different forms of magnesium, really, or at least
A
30.
lot.
So it really depends on
Yes.
what you're going for. If you maybe suffer from cardiovascular history, you might want to look to the taurine version, Magtorate, and explore the different options there with your physician. We're just kind of trying to show you some options that are available, and I'm personally using that product that was just up on the screen there. So great. So thanks for highlighting the importance of magnesium. There's a book recently that I was reading by Dr. Thomas Levi. He's an MD and a lawyer. He's a JD as well. That 85% of North Americans are deficient in magnesium. Do you want to highlight that a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely a top mineral
Yep.
deficiency that's taking place due to poor food quality, how our food is grown, stress, different medications that we might be using, maybe also contributing to magnesium deficiency, a number of causes. And we know the consequences of that, right? Not only stress, but, impact on sleep, mood, musculoskeletal health, heart health as well. So definitely a nutrient deficiency we want to pay attention to.
Amazing, folks. Episode 141 here with Dr. Stephanie Rubino. We're breaking down all these kinds of important nutrients that are involved in the stress response, regulating our stress response. We've highlighted the B vitamins, the importance of active B vitamins, omega 3s, and then magnesium. And I like this next one, probably my favorite nutrients. My favorite IV to administer is this nutrient right here, which is vitamin C. And it's not just for the immune system. How important is vitamin C, Doc, for stress response?
Yeah, so another nutrient that can become deficient when we are under stress and has been associated with stress related diseases. And we know that supplementation with vitamin C not only benefits the immune system, it definitely benefits different areas of life and health, including our mood. And, vitamin C is important for our brains. It's important for improving recovery from mental stress and anxiety. And, supplementation has been shown to reduce the release of cortisol and the impact of cortisol. So, we don't need to focus just on eating more oranges. Lots of fruits and veggies in terms of improving our vitamin C intake. And then if we do need, more therapeutic dosages of vitamin C, then definitely looking at a supplement form is important.
Amazing. So, what's a typical thing that you've observed clinically? 500. So, some people will just hit like a gram for the whole day. That's it. They'll have like one capsule. That might not be
Yeah.
enough. Would you agree? If someone's especially under stressful times, like really maybe up it, take a dosage every couple hours. How have you used it before clinically? And again, no medical advice here, folks. Just talking experience.
Yeah, so I actually always, when I, recommend supplements, start at a low dose and gradually increase to see how an individual responds to something. So when it comes to vitamin C, it might be starting at a low dose, potentially, 250 to 500 milligrams. It's very low for some people, and then gradually increasing. And then if, stress the stress situation is high, we may be looking at a higher dosage, definitely beyond 1 gram per day. And then noticing if there is any reaction to a high dose. Some people do experience digestive upset. And in those cases, I would definitely cut back if needed.
Perfect. So coming into the tail end here of the interview, and by the way, this is Dr. Rubin's first time here on the podcast, which is a good one. Thank everybody. Give her a round of applause for coming on here today. Thanks for being here. Let's finish off here with a good multi to provide that foundational basic support, right? This isn't a meal replacement, but something you can have alongside a meal to really make sure you're rounding out all these different nutrient bases. Tell us about the importance or why it's potentially a good strategy to have a good multivitamin, multimineral on board.
Yeah, so I don't think multis get enough attention. They
Right.
do provide a broad spectrum of nutrients, all of those B vitamins, all of those important minerals that we need. And we know, good quality multis are designed to also include some, whole food sources, which is really important. When we are under stress, we may not be eating well, right? We're using up a lot of nutrients. So the multis are really great in terms of filling those nutritional gaps if we're making poor food choices, if we are facing dietary restrictions, if we are on certain medications that are causing nutrient deficiencies, then the multivitamins will play a really important role in terms of maintaining a good nutrient balance.
Right. I'm going to highlight one I've used through Natural Factors, which is, again, an iSure certified company, would be the Whole Earth and Sea Men's Multi, which I'll pull up on the screen here in just a moment. And this kind of connects to those B vitamins we were just talking with Dr. Rubino as well, because the Whole Earth and Sea Multi has all the activated B vitamins in the product. And again, there's a woman's version as well. I'm going to just highlight for the purposes of just this conversation the men's version. And for all the YouTube viewers, you can just follow along here. And if you're listening on audio, head over to wholeearthseed.com. Wholeearthseed.com. It's going to be attached in the description box here. Here's the men's multi, which provides the full range of nutrients needed to support the demands of physical stress. The men's and women's versions have slightly different nutrients, some more specific to men and vice versa. Like the men's won't have the iron in it, since men usually have too much iron compared to women. So 2 tablets a day is a starting point here for this one. And this isn't Dr. Rubin promoting this. This is me using this myself and using it with some of my own clients here over the last 5+ years. And again, this contains B6, folic acid, B12, and magnesium, even B3 here, niacin. So do you want to quickly highlight, niacin is one of my favorite B vitamins, especially with this new NAD kind of craze and awareness that's happening across the board here worldwide, that of NAD therapy. Tell us about the importance of niacin, niacinamide, B vitamin, vitamin B3.
Yeah, so do you want me to talk specifically about NMN? I can do
You
that.
could do that, sure, in the
So,
connection
yeah,
with B3. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so the B's, really important. We know overall, we talked about the importance of B vitamins. NAD is an important coenzyme and energy precursor in the body. It helps to, support our cell survival, DNA repair, and many areas of health. Unfortunately, our NAD levels decline as we get older. That will impact, our insulin sensitivity, mitochondrial dysfunction is connected to that, and other health concerns. So there's definitely more attention being paid to how we can improve our NAD levels in order to support healthy aging and improve longevity. So the bees, and in particular NMN, has
Yeah.
been shown to increase NAD. It's known as an NAD booster. It can effectively increase NAD levels, again, having those benefits with respect to improving longevity, improving insulin function, and improving mitochondrial function as well.
Thank you, Dr. Rubino, highlighting that. We can go deep. We can have a separate episode just on NMN,
We
NAD,
can.
and vitamin B3, right? So
Yes,
that brings
yes.
us to the end of our segment. Leave us with a good summary here, a good take home. Again, I appreciate you coming on for your first time. We'll see you again soon, I hope, and we'll set up another like part 2 discussion. Give us a recap from today, all things stress management.
Yeah, so keep in mind that stress is a part of our lives. We face it daily, but we can overcome the consequences of stress.
Right.
Definitely, primarily looking at the foundational elements of health, making sure you're eating well, getting proper sleep, being active, having appropriate social support, all really important. And then definitely looking at key nutrients like the omega 3s, B vitamins, magnesium, vitamin C. They will go a long way in terms of, easing anxiety, improving mood, and supporting overall health as we, encounter those stressors in our lives.
Dr. Rubino, thank you for coming on for episode 141. I look forward to the next one.
Great. Thank you so much.